Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking the absolute latest intelligence straight from Polymer Bazaar, looking specifically at the PS Weekly Report and future trends for the first week of August 2026. If you're navigating the complexities of the polymer supply chain right now, well, you know how incredibly fast these markets are shifting. We're going to break down the exact data you need to stay ahead of the curve this week, translating these raw market reports into a clear strategic roadmap for your procurement decisions. Okay, let's dive into this. Polymer Bazaar's data represents the gold standard for price, prediction, and profit in the polymer space. We aren't just looking at random numbers on a spreadsheet here. We are looking at the strategic pulse of the entire industry. Our goal over the next few minutes is to take you on a highly focused, data-driven journey, starting from a very broad macroeconomic lens and zooming all the way down into hyper-local, actionable insights that you supply chain executives can actually use today. So here is our roadmap for today. 1. Global Bazaar Market Overview. 2. Instant AI Market Updates. 3. An Indian Bazaar Deep Dive. And 4. Future Trends and Actions. Kicking things off with Section 1, Global Bazaar Market Overview, where we'll be navigating international PS trends. Right off the bat, a clear and honestly quite sluggish global picture is emerging for August 2026. Across the board, we're seeing this heavy blanket of market stagnation. In the US, feedstock prices are volatile, yet demand is just dull, which is keeping overall prices steady and unchanged. Over in Europe, well, the classic summer effect is in full swing. It seems converters are way more interested in the beach than replenishing their inventories right now, which has pushed some prices lower while others hold stable. Then you have Turkey, where high interest rates are the primary culprit. Buyers are actively postponing their purchases, resulting in pretty poor demand, though prices are stubbornly stable. It's really a classic global standoff between buyer hesitation and stagnant pricing. Let's move forward and see how this builds into the situation in Asia. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly this hesitation is quantified in the Chinese bazaar. There is absolutely no improvement in demand. Buyers are strictly adhering to need-based purchasing. They are firmly planted in a wait-and-watch mode. Spot prices are locked in, RMB 9,100 per metric ton for general-purpose PS or GPPS, and RMB 10,400 per metric ton for high-impact PS or HIPS. And you know, when the world's manufacturing hub is in a holding pattern like this, it literally sends ripples through every other market. Moving on to Section 2, Instant AI Market Updates, all about empowering your decisions. Listen, in a volatile market where buyers are hesitating left and right, waiting days for intelligence can absolutely cost you margins. Having instant access to data isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it is a vital survival tool for procurement. So this is your lifeline. By simply sending a WhatsApp message with the letters PS to +913 746 24365, you tap directly into an AI-powered chatbot. It delivers full weekly reports and future predictions in just 5 seconds. 5 seconds. It's lightning-fast intelligence, ensuring you are never making a purchasing decision based on outdated information. Let's pivot to Section 3, our Indian Bazaar Deep Dive, where we'll check the local market pulse. Now, unlike that hesitation we saw globally, the Indian domestic market has a very distinct positive buying pulse right now. First off, overseas suppliers are raising their HIPS import offers to around $1,490 per metric ton on a cost, insurance, and freight basis for August 2026 cargoes. That's a significant marker. At the local level, we actually just saw a major move from Supreme Industries, who revised their GPPS and HIPS prices upward by 3 rupees per kilogram on July 27th. And what happens when ex-works prices hike like that? Raw material costs go up. And because we're also noting actual shortages in imported grades, local processors aren't just waiting around. They're actively visiting the bazaars to procure at current prices before things climb any higher. Which brings us to our final section, Section 4. Future Trends and Actions for Strategic Procurement. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact cause and effect mechanics playing out in the market today. Higher styrene prices across Asia are driving up import costs. It's a simple domino effect, really. When those costly imports hit the domestic market, production costs spike, which inevitably forces local producers to raise their ex-works prices just to protect their margins. The writing is clearly on the wall here. So what does this all mean for you? Well, the ultimate clear-cut recommendation derived from this week's data is this. We suggest buying. With production costs mounting and local ex-works prices poised to jump, sitting on the sidelines right now is simply too great a risk. Based on the impending cost increases driven by those Asian styrene trends, the strategic move, for sure, is to secure your inventory today. Which leaves us with one final critical question for you to consider. Is your supply chain actually prepared for these rising styrene costs? If you aren't sure, well, it's time to dig a little deeper into the data. You can access the complete PDF report by visiting polymerbazaar.com/future-trend/GPPS. Make sure you subscribe for more of these informative predictions. And hey, if you're specifically looking for buying and selling leads for PP, you can reach out directly to the relationship manager at +91 93139 24356. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and stay strategic out there.